Some players are remembered because they lifted trophies, others because they lifted our imagination. In the golden age of Serie A, where football was art and survival in equal measure, two left boots ruled for a moment. Francesco Totti, Rome's golden son. Álvaro Recoba, Montevideo's magician. One became king, the other a myth, whispered by those who still believe in magic. This is Recoba versus Totti, the genius we forgot versus the king we remember. Serie A's golden stage. The late 90s were Italy's opera. Maldini commanded the backline like a conductor. Del Piero painted goals with a brush dipped in silk. Every Sunday, the world stopped to watch Channel 4's Football Italia. This wasn't entertainment, it was scripture. Roma and Inter lived on opposite emotions. Roma, a club of heart and chaos. Inter, a canvas of brilliance, constantly torn apart and stitched back together. At the center of the chaos, two prodigies, born in 1976, destined to tell two completely different stories. The rise of a magician. Montevideo, Uruguay. A young Álvaro Recoba is striking balls on cracked asphalt, hair falling over his eyes, left foot like a slingshot. Scouts said his technique looked impossible, like the ball was magnetized to his boot. Inter Milan took the risk, and in 1997, on the same day Ronaldo made his debut, Recoba stepped onto the pitch. A nobody. 10 minutes later, he bent a 30-yard screamer into the top corner, then another. The commentator yelled,
"Benvenuto nel calcio, ragazzo."
Welcome to football, kid. For a brief moment, it looked like Italy had found its new genius. Christian Vieri once said, when Recoba struck a ball, even the air changed direction. The making of a king. Meanwhile, in Rome, a boy from Porto Mentronia carried the dreams of a city. Francesco Totti, clever, fiery, and loyal to the fault. He wasn't supposed to stay. Big clubs came calling, Madrid, Milan, but he chose Roma. Born a Roman, die a Roman, he said. At 22, he became captain, youngest in the club's history, and the heartbeat of the Giallorossi. In 2001, he lifted the Scudetto. The city stopped. Strangers hugged in the streets. He wasn't just a player, he was the life soul of the capital. Chaos versus control. Watching them was like watching two philosophies of football collide. Recoba played as if rules didn't exist. He'd try a 30-yard trivela when others looked for a simple pass. Totti, by contrast, was precision. Every flick had intention. Every pause had rhythm. Where Recoba was jazz, Totti was symphony. Fabio Capello once said, Totti doesn't play football, he organizes destiny. But Recoba, he dared destiny to react. The clashes. When Inter met Roma, it wasn't just 3 points. It was a clash of worlds. Totti in maroon and gold, chest puffed, directing traffic. Recoba in black and blue, lurking on the left flank, waiting to curl reality into shape. One match in 2002 ended 3-3. Both reminded the world why Serie A was the peak of theatre. Commentators called it beauty and chaos, sharing the same field. Outside those moments, their careers drifted apart. Totti building legacy, Recoba chasing form, injury, misunderstood, adored only by purists. What made them different? Totti was consistent. He trained like a soldier and played like an artist. 786 games, 307 goals, one club, one heartbeat. Recoba was a mystery. You never knew which version would appear. The one who destroyed Empoli with a 35-yard rocket, or the one subbed after 20 minutes for walking through the game. Jose Mourinho once joked, if Recoba could train with the same focus he plays PlayStation with, he'd be the best in the world. He smiled when he heard that, because deep down, he probably agreed. Triumph and regret. Recoba still lifted trophies. 2 Serie A titles, 2 Coppa Italias, a UEFA Cup, but never once the spotlight. Injuries clipped his wings. Inconsistencies blurred his legend. Totti stayed through Roma's storms. When others left, he remained. A 2006 World Cup winner, Italy's golden boy, turned into eternal captain. He once said, "My biggest victory wasn't a cup. It was staying true to who I am." Recoba years later reflected, maybe I was too happy with being talented. That's a tragedy. He was content living as a highlight reel, while Totti built an empire. Legacy. Today, kids know Totti from murals, memes and history books. They know his loyalty, his chips over Buffon, his badge kisses. Recoba, only purists mention him, usually with a sigh and a smile. He's football's forgotten painter, brilliant with strokes, unfinished canvas, and maybe that's fine. Not every genius is meant to be remembered. Some are meant to be rediscovered. Legacy and verdict. Who wins this battle? On paper, Totti. In memory, Totti. But in the hearts of those who love chaos, imperfection, and fleeting brilliance, Recoba still owns a small corner. Because sometimes, greatness isn't measured by longevity. It's measured by how a single moment can make you believe again. Totti was the king, no doubt about that. Recoba was the dream. One ruled reality, the other rewrote it. This was Recoba versus Totti, the genius we forgot versus the king we remember. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.